everybody and happy Christmas Eve. Just one more sleep and Santa will be here if you've been good. I've been good. I really have. So I'm hoping that Santa can find his way down there. Well, we haven't got a chimney, so hope he's got a magic skeleton key that opens all the doors. Anyway, I finished, I think, the Shabby vintage journal. I'll just give you a quick flick through. I won't be stopping on anything. Corner pocket there, little bulldog clip there holding that in place. This you watched me make with the lace on there, just a page edger with a little tag tucked into it. I love that page, it's beautiful. This one with a big side tuck, don't think you've seen that one before, and a little French letter that I've aged, and a journaling card. Let me just go in there. Page edge, belly band with a doily on it and a nice ribbon bow, and two things in behind that. An envelope that I've put Lorna's scissors onto, just a paper clip, yeah, at the top, with a little piece of lace attached, and inside there's some paper to journal on, and here we've got glue on my thumb, just a journaling card that I've backed so you can journal on it, and they go into there like that. Well, nice and tidy. Like that, okay. And then here we've got a beautiful lace tuck spot. Isn't that gorgeous? With a ribbon bow and a pearl in the middle, and these danglers down here, and it's just a tag with a nice little top. So that just fits into there. Then we've got this that's just clipped on the side, beautiful big tag with journaling on the back. Then this, which is definitely my favourite page in the whole thing. We did that last week, I think. All I've done is just to add a bit of cheesecloth, a ribbon and a pearl rose. And I love that page. Here we've got some journaling with a nice page edger. Then here we've got another pocket. And it's got a journaling card, which is Lorna's beautiful paper pad with modelling paste on it, backed, and this tag with a nice ribbon top. They're all backed, they're all ready to write on. Bit of cheesecloth here, some flowers, blah blah. Here's another one of these gorgeous. I couldn't help myself, they're just gorgeous. So that goes into there, and then we've got a big journaling card at the back. From Lorna's papers, nice tag on the side. There we go. And then on the back we've got 3 envelopes stacked like this, and each one has got journaling inside. So they all tuck into each other, and they've got journaling inside. So ever mindful that we need journaling in a journal. I just popped a bow on there just to liven it up a little bit. Then this one, we've got this library pocket with a shipping tag there that I've stamped on. Nice blue bow. They're all edged with lace. One of Lorna's stamps. Then here we've got a very fancy pocket and a nice journaling card from Lorna's paper pack. Goes in there. Going straight, that's it. With lots of frou-frou on this one. It's really pretty. And then over the page we've got the corner tuck with the envelope, bit of lace paper clipped on there, and there's journaling inside. Then here, this was when we were doing jelly plate printing that I did this. I just found it and I thought, oh, that'll go perfectly. So I've just got some ribbon and some frou-frou at the top. So that goes there, and that goes there, and that's a nice page. Then we've got this invoice or check, I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's got this beautiful doily down the side. Then here we've just got a bit of journaling really. I've just added a bit to it, but it's really all about the journaling. Here I've got a side tuck with lace on it, a nice ribbon, some cheesecloth, flower, and inside we've got another one of those letters. And let's put it in that way and we'll see the postmark. There we go. Then that page, all to do with Lorna's stamps. And then here we've got a little tip in of some lace, which I absolutely love. The back of that journaling page, back of the invoice. Then here we've got side pocket with beautiful lace and ribbon and so on. And that's the journaling card. It's got a doily there, some pretty flowers. It's lovely. Lovely, lovely. And here, just an envelope at the bottom that's got journaling in it, and it tucks into that lace keep. And then behind it, we've got these two, more of that paper, which is just beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. And a tag. And they just fit into there. Like so. A journaling page. And then on the back, we've got a tuck up, which is this. And then that's the journaling card. And it just tucks up into there, and that's that. So that is my journal. It doesn't look like it, but there's quite a bit of work in there. So now I want to make a cover for it, obviously. So let's get those all lined up. So when I measure this, it's about 2.5. I mean, if I let it go, it's a good lot more, but about there, it's about 2.5. So I'm going to make my spine for this 2.5 inches. So let's see. So I've cut the grey board, well, rather more Mr. F's cut the grey board. So I've got two pieces that are 6.25 by 8.5, two of those, and then one that is 2.5, that's the back spine, by 8.5. So they are going to go like that. And we're just going to make, I know you've watched me do this loads of times, but here we go again, because there's always new people, there's always people that need to know how you do it. So what I'm going to use to hold everything together is this machine embroidery cutaway stabilizer. It's really cheap, you can buy it on big rolls and it doesn't tear. That's the beauty of it, it really doesn't tear. So it's perfect for this job, and it's thin, so it allows you to fold things unimpeded. Yes, unimpeded. So right, what do I need? Well, I need some, I'm going to use bookbinding glue. You don't have to, Aileen's tacky will do or whatever. I just have this, so I'm going to use it. Let's just check that it hasn't all dried up. Ugh. It's very, very latexy, this bookbinding glue. Let's just get rid of that, shall we? Oh, I don't believe we need that. Yuck. Yucky, yucky. Another little bit there. Oh, looks like it's there to keep. And yeah, it's still fluid and everything. So I just really want to put it on this and a little way onto there. Let's just see. I want to allow a little, a little gap. Not much of a gap, but a little gap. Yeah, so that's fine. So that's how far I want to come over, which is about 1/2 inch. I can always go back and make it more. So let me find one of these, which is a glue spreader. And you get these in the children's departments of lots of shops. because you want a fair bit on, but you don't want chunks of it on. So just spread that out. And you want a really good adherence here. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this actually, but I don't know what it is. I think maybe if the glue was, it's quite cold in this room actually, I think if the glue was a little bit warmer it would be a bit more, it'd be a bit easier to spread. But we're getting there. We are getting there. There we go. Let's make sure that I've got some right in these corners up here. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that because otherwise I think I'm worried it's gonna, I don't know where my towels are. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to take my, I want it to meet at the back, on the inside as it were. So I'm just going to put that there like that. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Come off. I'm going to make this the outside. So I'm going to put that. It just wants to stick there. Don't be ridiculous. Get off. Going to put that like that, which should be something like halfway. Doesn't have to be exactly, but just like that. So this is going to be my inside, this is going to be my outside because it's going to be all flush down there. So let's just get my bone folder and give that a darn good press. You can see I've got too much glue because you can see it moving around underneath. But that's all right. Lovely. Marvellous. So now what I want to do is just a little bit on the edge of these. And at this stage, doesn't matter which side of the chipboard you use. Grey board we call it in this country. But you could use cereal packet. You could, use what you've got. I say. It's cheaper that way, isn't it? Uses up waste. So I hope you're all ready for the big day and you've got whatever delight it is that you're going to be eating. Myself and Mr. F are having a roast lamb dinner with all of the trimmings. So I'm looking forward to that. Roast lamb, I'd say, is Mr. F's favourite. So this I want to be exactly square with that and just leave a little gap. So I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch and I want that to be exactly square. So I'm just going to stand it up there and make sure that that's pressed down. There we are, that's fine. That's enough of a gap. So let's turn that over and press this down. Don't worry about bits of glue you've got sticking out at the side or anything like that, be fine. It'll all be alright on the night. And then I want to do exactly the same with this one. This is the bit that gives the book the strength. So, you know, you probably do want to spend a little bit of time on it, getting it right. Because if you go wrong here, you've gone wrong. So I'll get all the corners and edges nicely glued up, and then this one is going to go here, so leaving that similar gap. Make sure it's straight. Press it down, turn it over. Give it a good bone folding. There we go. So just press into those grooves. Make sure that you can see where they are and that the paper gives a little bit into the grooves. There we go. So that's that. I think the thing to do is wipe my desk, so I'll pop you on pause a sec while I try and find a towel. Okay, there we are. I've cleaned it up. Now what's going to happen now is we're going to put glue down there, fold this one up like that, fold this one down so they meet. So I don't need all of this length going on here, so I can cut that one say about there, and I can cut this one about there. So let's do that before we start gluing them down. This one, she decided to start sticking all on its own. I don't know what Mr. F's doing. He's in the coal house, which of course, because we don't have a coal fire, is no longer a coal house. It's a storage facility for Mr. F. Not sure exactly what he's got in there. Mr. F type goodies, whatever they may be. So that's just perfect. That just overlaps, but not by that much. Doesn't matter really. So let's make a start by putting some more glue on here. Ooh, that's a lot on there. Too much in one go, I think. I really don't know what he's doing. Can you hear him? Hear all that moving around of stuff? wonder if I'd be better off with a paintbrush actually for this. It's possible. Right, that's all done. So I'll come down to this bit now. Just really want this quite thin actually. I'm putting it on way thicker than it needs to be, but we'll see. It's as thin as I can get it really with this implement. At least it'll stick, eh? There we go. Right. So let's pull this up from the bottom. So you want it quite tight there, over there. Like that. Lovely. And then this over the top, and you're pulling that quite tight as well. Just need a little bit where it overlaps. Lovely, I think that's fine. Put the lid back on that. And because the implement I'm using is plastic, I don't need to run away and get it done, get it washed instantly. It's latex, as I say, really. So, you know, whenever I'm ready I can go and peel that off, which is quite satisfying actually. This doesn't seem to want to snap shut. I don't know why. Probably because it's got rubbish around the rim. Yeah, I'd say that's why. It's probably all around the rim, is it? The rubbish all the way along there? No, not much. So come on then, shut. Ah, I think that is it, shut. Okay, right, so what we want to do now is make sure these grooves are in, pushed back. And if you're using Tyvek or something like I'm using, you needn't be too worried about tearing the paper, it just won't tear. But if you're using something else like paper, just beware that it's wet paper, so it doesn't have any real inherent strength, so just be careful with it. So I'll just go along the top, flatten that, and along the bottom, flatten that. There we go. So there's the makings of our journal. They fold in nicely. Excellent. So I'm just going to give that time to dry a little bit, and then I'll be back. Right, so here we are. It's pretty dry. It's possibly not 100% dry, but it's dry enough. Folds nicely. Perfect, I would say. That's great. Right, so what we're going to do now is cover the outside. That's the side with no join on it. It doesn't have to be. That's just what I'm doing. And I've printed a couple of these pages off. I think they're from Sampool. I think they're in the envelope kit. And this is the backing paper for the envelope. Now, I want it to go all the way across there. And as you can see, it's quite tight. I'm going to wrap it. So I want a little bit left on that side to wrap. And a little bit left on this side to wrap. So I haven't got much of an overlap there at all. but it'll be fine, whatever it is. And this, I'm going to wrap it there and there, so I need to trim some of this off. So I need to trim it about there. Or maybe a little bit more, actually, about there. So I'm just going to trim those two together and then stick them together, and then we'll there we are. Right, so now I'm gonna just overlap these a titchy bit and stick them down. I'm just going to use collal for that. It doesn't really have to be much of an overlap at all, because I'll be covering the spine with something else, so it'll be fine. Got quite a lot of glue seepage there, but like I say, we'll be covering it with something else, so it doesn't really matter. But you know, in the land of collal, you can rub it off. But there is a lot of glue there. But that's fine, that's okay. Be covered with something else. But says she persisting in getting it off, because I just don't like the look of it. These glue rubbers are fabulous. Glue erasers. For things like collal in particular. Look at that, it's just amazing, really. Covers up many's a botched job. Lovely. That's better, happier with that now. Great, right. So let's turn that over. And that is going to get stuck onto there. So let's see what allowance we've got. Perfect allowance, I would say. I think it's, you know, a good 1/2 inch on each side. That'll be fine. So what I want to do now is cover all of this in glue, and I'm going to use collal this time. And I'm going to kind of do half. Right up to the edge. You can use tape if you want to use double-sided tape, or anything, any sort of glues. You're just sticking paper down, so it won't take that much. Actually, I'm just going to carry on. Seeing as I'm here, seeing as the glue's here, I'm just going to keep going. Running out of room. So I'll put a little bit more on there because it seems like it wants to absorb it. Right, there we go. So let's lay our paper down, face side down. There's no top and bottom to it yet, so lay that where we want it, which is about there. and then press. Press with all your might. I'm going to get my big bone folder out. Put these creases in again. Turn it over and put those creases in again if I can find them. That one there. Just crease them in so we don't split the paper. Where's this one? There it is, I think. Yeah, there it is. And just fold that in and over and in and over. That started to crack, that paper. But that's okay because something else is going over it, so don't worry. Right, so that's probably well stuck on. Let's just go once more around the edges. There we go. Right, now what we need to do is trim the corners off. So trim them, but leave a little bit between the card and where you cut your paper. Not too much, and just cut them off at an angle like that. There we go. And then we need to fold these sides in. So what I like to do is get my bone folder and just give them the idea that they're going to fold there. So I'm just pressing it down into the table, really, more than anywhere. Like that, so it gets the idea it's going to fold. And more glue misses. I'm going to use, no, I'll use this. No, I'll use the Nouveau. I just want something that's going to have instant grab value. Come on, lid. I think I've stuck the lid on. Come on. Yeah, I think I'd stuck it onto the lid. Oh well. So you want it right near to the edge and then up for the full width of the paper, but make sure you've got it on that edge. Right, and then from the centre fold it up and over and press it in like that. Lovely. So that's that. And just so I'm just going to do the same to the other side. So now I'm going to do the two shorter edges, and for this I'm going to do exactly the same. Put my glue on Plenty of glue. I forgot to score this up, so I'm just going to do that now. So when it comes to the corners, just take your thumbnail and just press in that little bit that's still there, and the same on this side, just press it in like that, then fold that up and stick it down, and you will get flawless corners every time. Let me show you what that looks like. There's one corner, there's the other, and they are absolutely perfect on the outside. So let's just do that again. Let's press this up first. There we go. And then, oops, then you take your thumbnail and just fold that in right along the edge of the grey board. And the same with this side, just fold it in right on the edge of the grey board, like that. Then put your glue down. That bit there hasn't got any glue, so we'll give it a bit more. Fold it up like that. And that one, and once again I've got perfect corners. So what we want to do now is really leave this to dry, because every time I fold it, it wants to come away from those grooves, and I don't want that. I want it to dry into the grooves. Sounds like a song title, Dry Into the Groove. So there we are, that's that. So let's just leave that right alone until it's dry. Then we'll come and finish it off nicely. Right, let's see if I can get this in here. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so I think we're dry enough now that the grooves are holding when we fold it, which is fine. So now I want to select my papers for the front and back, and I'm going to use some of Lorna's beautiful papers, and they will sit there like that, and I think they look nice. So let's just trim the branding strip off first, and I want to make sure that I do it fairly accurately because I need all the paper I can get. So that's that, it's going to go there like that, so I need to trim it off about there. Lovely. So that's going to go there, just in a little bit from that. There's the fold. So just in a little bit and then squared up there. And I think that'll look really nice. So I'm just going to ink around that quickly, because once it's on, you can't do much about it. I don't really want to be doing it over the cover, just in case it my dauber decides to drop bits of fluff, bits of sponge. So I'm not going to add anything extra onto the actual spine section because it's going to have lace over it, so it doesn't need anything else added to it. But I'm going to add the lace once I've sewn the signatures in. Right, so this is this, and I am going to put this on with collal because I might need a bit of movement. I think it's always the bit everybody dreads, actually, the cover and sewing the signatures in and what have you. But you know, if you made a journal, you've kind of got to do it. I am this coming year going to look at other ways of binding journals. So just in a little bit from there. Does that look square? I think so. Down a little bit there, and then the whole thing needs to come up a touch. I think that looks pretty square to me. Yeah, I think so. It's just so beautiful, this paper, isn't it? There we are. Lovely, lovely, lovely. A little bit of glue up there. Which I definitely don't want. That's that, I think. Yeah, I think we're okay. So I'm just going to do the same with the back panel. Right, so that's both the outer panels put on, and they look gorgeous, don't they? So it's going to go like that. It's going to be the front. That's going to be the back. And it's going to have lace down the spine. But what we need to do now is to attach a piece to the inside spine. So I've got this piece here. And that's going to kind of go there over the white paper. So let's just trim off the branding strip. And then work out where that needs to go so it's nice and equal. It's about there. Up a bit, we want the same gap top and bottom if we can. So that would be like that. Right. So this is what you'll see, you know, when you come to the end of a signature and the start of another one. This is what you'll see on the back, which is lovely. So I need to ink around there. Let's push that up out of the way. I'm thinking that for the month of January coming, January 2024, can you believe it, that we might do an ideas book, a day-to-day ideas book. Because we used to do Mr. Green's, which were like I did a September daily, I think, first with Mr. Green, then a January daily, I think, I can't quite remember. So I think I'll do a January daily of an ideas book. Now, that's about right there. Okay, so I do just need to follow this really, and I'm not far out. Right. Okay, so just need to glue it. And then there will be a little bit of waiting time for this to dry out. Okay, so same gap top and bottom, if you can manage it, which is about there I think, and the same on either side of that spine part, which is about there. So let's have a look, see if that's straight. Looks straight to me, as does the bottom part. Okay, so let's just press that down. Like that, and press in the grooves. Don't be too harsh on it. It's wet paper after all. Yep, that's perfect. Right, okay, we've pressed in the grooves. There isn't any more we can do for the moment until that dries in place. Looking nice. Looking very nice. Okay, so see you when that's dry. I've just thought of something else we can do whilst that's drying. I want to put my closure on, and I'm going to use this gorgeous white chiffon. It's slightly off-white, it's not white. And I'm going to use about 2 feet, something like that, for each closure. So that's, what's that, 28 inches. That'll do me nicely. And another 28 inches for the other closure. Right there. There we go. So I can stick this on and leave that to dry as well at the same time. So let's get this lined up. So it's 8.5. So I want it to come out at about 4 1/4. The middle about 4 1/4. So it's about there. So I can just stick that down. It can just dry. I'll use collall actually because it's fabric after all. And I'm not going to come out onto the blue paper. 4 1/4 is the middle, so that's about there. So there we are. Just press it down. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It'll look horrible and unsightly, but it really doesn't matter because it will never be seen. And the same on this side. There we are. So that can just be drying when the other piece is drying, and it'll be ready for us to come back to when it's ready. Okay. Right, I think that's dry, and you will have noticed that I've run some ink down each of the grooves. Now predominantly that was because this piece here looked like it was going to crack. But actually, having done it, I really like it. It looks lovely. So I think we're all right. I think we can now start to put the inside cover on. And I've selected this paper for the inside cover. And I want it quite near to the edge. I'm just going to lay that out in case I forget it, because I need to do something with that. So quite near to the edge, quite near to the groove, about 1/8 of an inch off it, and mark this at the top as well. And I want both pieces the same. So let's get the trimmer and trim those up. Okay, where did I put my mark? Where did I put any mark? Oh, I've got 3 pieces. I didn't realise that. Maybe the mark's on this one. Then again, maybe it isn't. Oh, come on. Ah, I can see it there. So making sure they are... Oh, I don't need all 3 pieces, do I? What you doing? So, get that there. Make sure we're square along the bottom. Trim that. And then, where's the mark? Yeah, I can see the mark there. Make sure they're square. Lovely, so hopefully they will be the right size. Look pretty good to me. Okay, so I'm going to ink around these and then we'll stick them on. I'll do one with you, then I'll do the other one. They're really straightforward. Just for the sake of completeness. I do love this ground espresso. I think it's just the most perfect colour. It's properly brown, not orangey brown like vintage photo. I love it. So, lovely. Right, but before I stick the front piece on, I want to have some ribbon coming down. This is faux silk ribbon and it's gorgeous. And this is the last bit I've got, so let's see. Oh, I've got a lot. Got quite a lot. More than I thought I had. Oh, and a bit of a tangle here. That should be okay. Let's just see how much we've got if we half it. Yeah, a lot. So if I quarter it, I've still got enough, I think. Yeah, loads. I would have thought so anyway. I think I'm probably going to have too much, but I'd rather have too much than too little. So let's just choppity chop. Here we are. There's one down here that needs choppity chop as well. Right, so I'm going to take 2 for the top, 2 for the bottom. So I just want them in here before I glue that piece down. I should have stuck these on before, shouldn't I? Too bad I didn't think of it. Right, so they're going to go there. I'll just use this. I'm just going to put them down there like that. I'm sure that's enough glue for 2 thin little pieces of ribbon. Maybe not. Let's add some more. It's only glue. There we are. Okay. Lovely. And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Lots of it's sticking out this journal now. Just going to make sewing the signatures in even more fun. There we go. Lovely. So they're on there now for keeps. Well, not quite yet because they're not quite dry, but once they're dry they'll be there when we need them for the front section. They're pretty dry now already. Right, so let's stick this on over those, encapsulating those in our inner cover paper. Perfect. So yeah, we've got lots of bits hanging out. Oh, have I only stuck one on? I've only stuck one on. One, didn't he? Oh no, that was stuck on. I've just pulled it off, I think. There we are. It's got glue on it. It's just didn't want to stay. So there's a lot of kind of hanging around waiting for this. It's not an instant job. It's probably an all-day sort of job really by the time you've selected your papers and cut your papers and blah blah. And decided how you're going to decorate the front really. There we go. Right. So I want this a little bit away from that groove, but not much. That looks pretty square. Yeah, that's perfect. So let's just press this down. Make sure you press it down where those ribbons are. There we go, and I've just got a little bit down here that's kind of annoying. There we are. Oops, I've gone through my paper. That's no good. Where's my little brush? We're all right, I think. So that's that one put in. We've got the ribbons for the front. This for the tie. Yeah, we're doing all right. So now I can put the back piece on, and it's a bit more straightforward because it doesn't have any ribbons or anything coming out of it, just the tie. So I'll do that and then I'll see you back here. Right, so there we are. We've got the back and front inside covers, and I just want to put a nice big pocket on both, just for convenience, so when you open your journal you can quickly slip something into it. So I'm going to use Lona's beautiful papers for that. So overall that measures 6 inches, and I don't want it to be quite that wide, so I want it to be 5.5. But I want a gusset on each side because I want it to be a really useful pocket. So 5.5 plus 1 to allow for the gussets is 6.5. And I want it to come to about there, which is about 4.5. So I want it 5 because I don't want a gusset on the top, I just want it on the bottom. So what did I say? 6.5 by 5. 6.5 by 5. So let's cut these off at 6.5 by 5. 6.5 widthways. Oh, it's right on the crease, so it's always awkward to spot. But about there, I think. By 5, which is a much easier cut. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is take my little scoreboard, and this is the top, so I don't want to score it, but I want to score 1/2 inch on each of the other sides. Where's my little, here it is. Whoa. So 1/2 inch on each of the other 3 sides. There we go. And just chop off the corners. Like that. Fold these in and crease them down. Like so, and then I'm going to ink around it, and then it's going to stick onto there like that, which looks lovely, I think. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Where's my ink? You wouldn't think it would make a difference on this really dark paper, but it does. So it's worth just taking a minute to go around it. There we are. Let's stick that on. I don't think I've got much of this glue left, but come on, glue. There we go. lovely. And then come here. Just want to stick the bottom down first. And so about there, I would say. Does that look level? I think so. So stick the bottom down first. Then your sides. There's a lovely pocket, really useful pocket on the inside there. Perfect. And I'm just going to do one on the back and I'll see you then. Right, so that's the inside of our journal cover finished. Doesn't it look nice? Looks gorgeous. So now comes the exciting bit of sewing the signatures in. So what I'm going to do, what I always do, is take out all of the extraneous pieces. They just add bulk that we don't need at this stage. Some of them aren't very bulky, but they all add up. There we are. So that's everything out, so it's much thinner now, much more manageable. Okay, so we need to decide where we are going to sew this onto. So it measures, unless I'm very much mistaken, 2.5 inches. So if I had, where's a bit of paper here? And a pencil. So I've got 2.5 inches. And I need a space, then a signature, space, signature, space. So there's my 2 signatures. So I need 3 spaces. So I'll put the lid back on this before it does some damage. If I had 1 inch there and 3/4 and 3/4, that would work out perfectly. So if I leave that at 3/4, that at 1, that at 3/4, 3/4 plus 3/4 is 1.5, and plus 1, 2.5. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew each signature 3/4 of an inch from the groove. Now it's kind of hard to see this because of the dark colour, and I'm going to use a white pastel pencil, but I just need to sharpen it. Well, I couldn't find my sharpener, so I've used my knife. So I need to come in 3/4 of an inch, and my Timmy ruler will tell me where that is because it's great for things like that. So that's 3/4 of an inch. Oh my goodness, I can't see what I'm doing here. 3/4 from the groove. Just about there, I think. Just draw a little line down there. Wow, that's difficult to see. Don't want to make it too dark because we've got to get rid of it after. I think that's okay, I can see that. And let's do it on the other side as well. Three quarters, half, 3/4 there. About there, I think. Okay. That's 3/4 and that's 3/4. Yeah, I think we're all right. So what I want to do now is make sure I've got my know which is up. This side's up, this side's up on here. So let's just clip those pages together. Make sure that the I've got two inclusions here. So I want that fairly central and that down at the bottom, so we're all right there. That's lovely. And clips, clips, clips. So I'm just going to force that right into the corner and clip that there, and do the same here. Force that right into the corner, clip it there. There we are. So now what I want to do is go away, lace. I don't need you at this moment in time. I want to make my holes. Let me clip these out of the way, because they're just going to be a nuisance, aren't they? So let me just fold that up like that and clip it. Do with a long clip. Clip that out of the way there. Clip these out of the way as well. And then this one. Great, that's them kind of taken care of. So what I want to do, where's my journal? Here's my journal. Is get myself my old yoga mat out, and I'm just going to make 3 holes in this with my pokey. So I'm going for what I think is central. Now you'll never see these threads on the other side, so don't worry about that. So I think that's fairly central there. Poke that through. Then maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch up from the bottom. Poke that through. Same at the top. There we go. And now I can see where my holes are. The right there on the edge. See them? One there, one there, one there. So now I need to get this and make sure the holes are equal to these holes. So I want the top and bottom same distance. It's quite close, that. So there we go. Get your pokey tool and go where your hole is, which is there. And this one is here. This one is here. There we are. And I'm just going to make them a bit larger, because I'll get my needle through. That's quite sturdy, that spine now, with everything that it's got on, which is good. There we go. So I've got my needle and thread here. Scissors. Lovely. Right, so here we go. So in the centre one, and in the centre one, those holes still could have done with being a little bit larger, but be fine. Leave a good tail so you don't pull it through. Then back in that hole that we made. And back in through this one. There we go. Got that caught round there. Then into the middle again and out the top hole like that, then into the top hole of the spine, and then in the middle one again, making sure you haven't split the cord, then through into the middle of that, and that's that. Just needs a bit of tidying up, tightening up and what have you, but that's basically that. Right, so where's my two ends? Here they are. They are on either side of the long stitch, which is great. So just give them a bit of a pull and see what happens. See if you need to, no, probably just pull it a bit more and I think we'll be all right. That top one could probably do with a bit more tightening. Yeah, that's good now. So tie a knot when you've got them nice and tight. And I just do left over right, right over left, and call it a day at that. I think that's probably enough. So let's take the clips off the journal, not the ones for the ribbons, and see what that looks like. Looks nice, it looks square. Yep, looks good. Looks good. So I'm not going to put those back in yet because I have got the other one to sew in, but now you've seen me do that, you know how to do it. So I'm just going to sew the other one in now. Right, yes, I've done it. I've got both of the signatures in. Doesn't it look interesting? And I've put all the inclusions back in, so we're ready to rock with the cover, I think. I'm going to unclip these and tie it up so it's kind of staying stationary. So now is not the time to discover that we don't like these or that they don't work or whatever. Definitely not. I'm going to see if I can tie a double bow, which for me is quite staggering because I struggle tying a single bow. I think you just get big lugs like that, big ears. And then do you just tie them into a bow again? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's right. I think you get your ears like that, your bunny ears. Then you do another one. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's right. See what it looks like. That might look like a right show, but we'll give it a try. Oh no, it looks nice. Looks nice. Yeah, that does look nice. Could probably do with being a wee bit tighter, to be fair. So let's go for it. Probably want to put something on top of there actually to hold it down. What have I got that's heavy? That's quite heavy. It's probably not heavy enough, but it'll give us a head start anyway. So, tying one bow like that. I'm just going to make sure that it's nice, you know, a nice bow before I go on to making the next one. Flushed with success. And tie another bow. Oh my goodness, what is the world coming to when I'm doing a double bow? Must be Christmas or something. There's our other bow. My goodness me, that looks so pretty. Look at it, it's gorgeous. Big lot of white frou-frou. Who could ask for anything more? Okay, oh my goodness, I've got so much glue and mess on my hands. Anyway, right, so these I'm now going to unclip and let them fall like that. And I've selected this piece of lace here that I'm thinking I can put on there, and it'll go all the way around to the back and just cover a little bit of that back, like that. So the back will look like that, front will look like that. Something like that. Anyway, that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So let's see if we can cut it off at the right size first, would be a start, wouldn't it? So I want these peaks to be symmetrical there. So, yikes. Yikes. So I want that there. You all know I can't cut straight for toffee, so this will be a miracle if this is anything like right. It'll be a Christmas miracle. Okay, so I'll put that back in my lace box. So let's get that right on the edge there. This is stressful, this bit. And cut this bit off along here. Don't want to cut my ribbon. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Well, it doesn't look too bad actually. Looks okay. So I'm going to start on the back, however, because I've got least to work with on the back. Which is the right side and which is the wrong? That's a good question. I think this is the right side, this way up. So I'm going to stick this down here on the back. Just a little bit. Just to say it's over the back. And that's not straight, but it's been cut that way so you can get all of those flowers. I get that. So, that's me summoning up my strength. Might be just a little bit more than that. Right. So just coming over the edge. It's a bit long that at the back, but that's okay. Actually, it probably needs to come this way, but anyway. So if I fold that, what does that look like? Looks alright. Looks okay. Right. Might have to do a bit of tidying up with some scissors later on, but that's okay. That I can do. Right. So then that comes over there. Like that. think we'll be alright. So let's put some glue on the spine. I told you not to worry about your spine or anything, because it's about to get covered up with lace, so no one's going to see it. If the strings were going to be visible, there is another way of doing it that's more accurate. But the way I did it for this was just quick and easy, really. Quick and easy. I like quick and easy. Out of shot, yeah. Some things never change. Okay, so let's flop this over there. Get it kind of square. Make sure that looks sort of square here, which it does. My goodness me, what's going on? What is going on? There we go. That's our spine done. So now we need to do the front, which is going to be a bit more interesting. I'm going to do it to there, and then I'm going to put some glue on the lace itself. So let's pull this round. There is a little bit of give in this lace, which is great. I think that's muck coming off my hands. There we are, so that's all glued down. I forgot that it went in the middle, so I've got a bit of glue here that I don't want. That's fine. And then I just need to do these bits that aren't stuck. Stick them down like that, and then a little bit there. And this bit. That's like 100 times more glue than I needed. There we go. That's kind of nice, isn't it? I like that. I like that, I do. So I'm going to leave that to dry before I do anything else to it, because it's kind of important that it dries in the right place. So I'll leave it there just now, go and wash my hands, and I'll see you in a minute. So I think that's dry. I just need to square this lace off at the bottom. You can see I've got a bit of a surplus situation going on. So just trim that as best I can. That's fine, I think. Yeah, what's the top like? Just a little bit there. And the rest's okay. Excellent. Oh, that went on a bit easier than I thought it would. Right, so now we've got our ribbons, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and I am literally just going to bring them together and tie a bow. Well, time to tie a bow. want it to be up there, or do I want it to be in the middle? Maybe the middle. Maybe the middle. I hadn't thought of that in my head. I thought it was going at the top, but I quite like the idea of it being in the middle. And please, please do it. Is that right? No, I missed one out. Of course I missed one out. It's me. There we go. Round we go. Yeah, that's it this time. Okay, so I'm just going to hang on to the loops and pull these down so they're coming out at the bottom. Separate my loops like that. And then I've got all of this down here. I think that's quite nice. I don't think I need to do anything more to that. I'm just going to cut these off. Still got good useful length pieces there. Not all the same length. I don't like them when they're all the same length. And this one. There we are. They can go back in my lace and ribbon box. And as far as I can tell, that's it finished. It looks gorgeous. I love it. Does it need any more? I could put a pearl on each of these. Would that look nicer? I don't know. I've put the pearls away. Let's have a look. I'll go and get them. Well, that's impressive. I knew where they were. Let's just take one off. Not put any additional glue on it. We'll just stick it on and see what it looks like. I think that's going to look nicer, actually, so let's do that. I'm going to stick them on with glossy accents, which I've used throughout this journal to stick things on that might be troublesome otherwise. So let's do these three at the bottom first. 1, 2, 3. And just get these off here. Put them on there. Come on, don't be awkward. Thank you. Oh, just, yeah, be awkward if it makes you happy. Yeah, I think that's going to look nicer. I'm going to carry on doing this because it'll drive you doolally watching me do this. I'll come back when I've finished. Well, there we are. I have put pearls right around the edge of that and just one larger pearl in the centre of the two flowers that were there. And I really like it, and I don't think it needs anything else at all. I just think it's just pretty, really pretty. So that's it. That is the conclusion of this journal. Isn't it lovely? Really is lovely, actually. I like it a lot. So, there we have it. So, happy Christmas Eve, everyone. And I hope that Santa is really good to you. I hope he's going to be good to me. Just going to... Oh, the more I look at this, the more I can see. Just a little bit along there. That's fine. And I shall see you tomorrow on Christmas Day, when I hope that you'd be full of turkey or whatever it is that you're going to eat. And do take care, everyone. And I'll see you soon. Bye.